Good morning. Good morning, everybody. I hope everyone is doing well, slept well, well rested. All right, because you need your energy. Manifesting takes a lot of energy. All right. Um, we don't think so, but you use a lot of energy mentally. All right. Mental power and mental exertion can make the body tired as well. So get plenty of rest, drink lots of water, eat some good food. Just be disciplined and balanced. Do everything in moderation. Be kind to yourself. Be compassionate, right? Don't be so hard if you fail to follow your little mama rules. You know what I'm saying? Day to day. We've been beat up long enough. You ain't got to keep beating yourself up. Well, don't be harsh on yourself. All right. We've learned the hard lessons. All right. All right. So I'm gonna jump in the bowl. Hey, you know what I did yesterday? I noticed that, and I'm gonna do it again today. When I go in the bowl and get the charms, I'm gonna put you all on pause while I look it up, so we can just run right through the reading, and I don't have to be trying to, tap into the charms on camera. All right, all right. So, Spirit, what do you have for the collective today? Is there anything in the bowl? Cover your ears, guys. Is there anything in the bowl that you would like to share with the collective today? Up, release. Got some scissors. Yeah. Anything else? All right. We got a ball and this is a boy. Anything else, Chris? All right. So I heard divine masculine with this. All right. So let me look them up, and I'll come back to it so I can have my notes together. All right, guys, I'm back. All right. So I I looked them up. All right. So scissors, we know it's about cutting things away, cutting ties, releasing the past. The heart, we know, is love, compassion, unconditional love, compassion. The ball could be positive energy, cycles, harmony, balance. And I said off the top, when I saw this, I heard divine masculine. All right, and divine masculine represents structure and positive traits. All right, and it says something about new life project. So what I'm gathering from this is that the divine masculine uh, is releasing, something from the past, and is willing to is entering a stage where they'll be showing compassion. And again, divine masculine doesn't necessarily have to be a man. This could be, oh, I gotta sneeze. Excuse me. Thank you, Spirit. This could be the divine masculine energy within yourself. All right. Releasing, you're aligning, because we have to be aligned, we have to be balanced within ourselves before we can attract a mate, right? And so all the work that needs to be done, what we want from the world, we first have to be, you know, because it's the law of attraction. So us releasing, the past, what I'm saying, and tapping more into our love frequency, that compassion, having compassion for ourselves. I was speaking about that earlier. Having compassion for ourselves and displaying unconditional love for ourselves and then others. All right, it's helping us balance that masculine energy that's within us, so we can create, a, you know, it's that protective energy. Something about we it's opening, balancing that energy within ourselves is helping us with our new life project. Because a man, we see men as builders. They the doers out in the world. The women are manifestors. So we create from within. So if we are saying that we are balancing our feminine and our masculine energy, all right, when both of them are working, both of those energies, that duality is working together within ourselves, it helps us to be better creators, better builders, better manifestors. All right, all right. So let's see what Spirit has to say about that. So I should have pulled the cards out. Dang it. All right. I don't know what cards I want to use. And I'm gonna have to put y'all back on hold. Cause hold on. I'm sorry. All right. When in doubt, I use the clarifying life situations. So, like I said, the masculine energy is now is now going through a cleanse, a release of the past, and that's how that has to do with the past programming too. Just like we were handed out the programming of keeping our voices silent, men, or the masculine energy, has gotten the programming of being a doer and not having any compassion. All right. So again, that energy has to be balanced out between all of us. This card that fell out, I don't know if y'all saw that on the table, but it says ocean of possibilities. Navigate the boundless ocean of possibilities where horizons whisper the untold opportunities. The whisper of untold opportunities and potential paths. So, balancing this energy out, not only within ourselves, but the masculines in the world, in the universe or world, whatever. This is the energy that's being worked on right now. The masculine energy, whether it be in you or your man or any man, is male or female. Like I said, we both house this energy. So this is what we're being this is the energy that's being worked on, so we can become better manifestors. All right. So we won't be manifesting a new reality, a new world from one point of view. Thank you, Spirit. You have a balanced ego. All right. This way you create something for the greater good of all. Yes. Thank you, Spirit. Anything else you want to speak on? Uh-oh. Sorry, guys. So I don't know. I hope you can't see that phone on there. We got clear mind. It says, sweep away any doubts that you have and know that you are right. All right. So, clear mind. Having manifesting from both points of view gives you a clear vision of what you are creating for yourself. Or what, yeah, it'll give you a clear vision of what to create. What's needed for uh this this new life project we on. Yes. I just see this transform and rise. Mm-hmm. Yes, allowing this transformation of balancing the heart, compassion with logic. All right, that's what it is. Balancing compassion and logic. Because think about all the big conglomerate corporations that have been created where they do harm to nature, harm to people. And I just saw, thank you, Spirit showing me a show I was just watching. I was looking at Cross, and this season's episodes were about big corporations using child labor, and the children were being harmed and hurt. Manufacturing, they were being stolen from their homes and to work in their manufacturing companies, and it was just even though the big companies were winning because they're getting free labor down there, but these children were losing their lives, and the parents were losing. They were destroying families in order to create and build these big successful companies. That means they were totally working out of their, first of all, greed, but selfish logical thinking. Hey, uh, it's a skewed way of moving in the world, because you're looking at, oh yeah, okay, so we can get free cheap labor if we get these kids and burn up all their good energy, and make us rich. We're moving away from that. It's time to have compassion. You have to you know we have to open up our hearts and create things that, and have compassion that you are tearing up families, not tearing but destroying lives, basically. So we have to the next thing, this new reality, this new life project that we are building, that we're being called to build, has to incorporate not only logic but compassion as well. Thank you. Thank you, Spirit. All right. Is there anything else? Yes. Look, vortex of creativity. Exactly. Um, it says spiral into your creative vortex, unleashing imaginative power to manifest your dreams into reality. Okay, and it says adapt to transformation. This is the only way, and I'm gonna put this down. That's the only way that moving forward, uh, the universe is gonna support our manifestations. Number one, you basically, because what is this saying? Adapt to transformation. Spirit says this is the way it's gonna be. Otherwise, um, yeah. And then at the bottom of the deck, we got growth potential. All right. And Spirit Link. I'm going to just drop it right there because Spirit want me to start right here. Okay. So this is the only way moving forward um, that we're going to be able to thrive with anything that we create. It has to come from a place of compassion and logic together, working together. The feminine and the masculine energy working together. It has to be balanced out. Everything is being cut away. Look at all these companies that's going down now. You know what I'm saying? They getting their ass handed to them because um, their businesses wasn't created from a balanced heart space, a logical. They didn't balance the logic and the heart when they create them. It's very selfish, very greedy. Um, so yeah, those are going down, and so on a personal level, when you're creating your next leg of your life, of your own reality, all right, um, we have to be in balance with these things, okay? So we have to adapt to this transformation because this is the way it's going to be, all right? And this is the way that you can experience the potential, growth potential. You know, this is the only way that the universe is going to support our next creations, our next manifestations. All right, all right. I know the spirit, the lessons have been on manifestation lately. Magic. You know, manifestation is magic. It's magical. I don't want to scare people away from the term magic. The very fact that you're breathing is magical. You understand? Um, so the reason that how you even got here, how you was even conceived is magical. So I noticed that spirit has really been on us learning the true definitions or the origins of magic, or not really the origin of magic, but the true meaning behind or way to access your own magic. Um, Even this card spoke about imaginative power. That is your power. So I think I made a post this morning too. Your power to create something from nothing starts in your imagination. And here, Spirit is saying, yeah, the things that you are imagining, it better be in alignment with your heart and your logic for the greater good of all. It just can't be something selfish out here. You can't. We can't keep creating things to harm people. All right. Everybody. Uh, your creations has to be something that the greater good of all can benefit from. Even it doesn't even so not saying that you building something just like, oh, with the collective in mind. No, but if you build something from your heart space, anyone around you will be affected by that, and then that person to go be by somebody. It'll spread. You know what I'm saying? So make sure that it is something from your heart. All right, and like I say, uh, your imagination is the key to everything. That's why the imagination has basically been stripped from us, from the younger generations. They some little that's the zombie apocalypse, right? We live in a zombie apocalypse right now. These kids don't have any imagination because all they know is video games and watching YouTube and things of that nature, where they're not using their own creative imaginative power. All right. So what kind of world are we gonna be living in if we don't take control of the ship? All right, and rewrite this story, because the spirit is letting us know that ain't gonna work. That's not gonna work. All right, so ooh, that was pretty good. But again, I noticed that all the readings this week have been about magic, and creativity. It's been on creativity for a minute, but I think Spirit is really trying to make us understand, um, and narrow down and be more clear about what it is that you are manifesting. All right. Yes. See beyond what has already been created. What world would you like to create for future generations? Because the world that's been created thus far is going to hell in a handbasket. All right. So, um, and I know I'm talking to star seeds because that's why we came here. That's why we were born in this time. So I'm gonna pull some star seed cards. With great power comes great responsibility. All right. And you reclaiming our voice, us reclaiming our inherent creative power, you know, which is our imagination. The Spirit needs us to be aligned with our heart and our logic as we're doing this, okay? Hold on. My cards out mixed up. All right. Abundance came out. All right. I know these cards are raggedy, y'all. I need to give me some more, but I love them. It says abundance. When your heart's intention is to serve humanity, doors of abundance naturally open. Come on, Spirit. Thank you. I love it when Spirit backs me up, or just shows me that I'm in alignment with the message. All right, so we got abundance. This is the only way you're going to be able to access your abundance. All right, and again, it says when your heart's intention is to serve humanity, doors of abundance naturally open. All right. All right. I just cut the deck on choice. By staying conscious in your thoughts, you guide your journey in the direction of choice. All right. So Spirit saying with that card, be mindful, as I told you earlier this week. Watch your thoughts. Pay attention to your thoughts. We don't want to keep creating the same thing. And if you keeping your thoughts on some stuff that need to be let go, then you are creating more of the same thing. That's the direction that your life is going to go in. Your reality is going to go in. So stay conscious and keep your ship moving forward. If need be, take some time for stillness. All right. Thank you, Spirit. All right. It says stillness. Reflect on the moment with love, kindness, and compassion. All right. So you get a little confused about what it is that you are trying to create. All right. Go within and reflect on moments of love, kindness, and compassion, because that's what we're being called to do. Like I said, as star seeds, and we all are star seeds. We all came from different places. We all, whatever's in the universe is within us. So we all are star seeds, but different star seeds have different jobs. But the main job is to be a source of change. Okay. All right. And last but not least, on the bottom of that, vision. Trust in your ability to create the vision in your soul. So you have a whole blueprint, and I saw a blueprint and I didn't put it down. But you have a whole blueprint encoded in you. And now that you have awakened to a higher consciousness, you have access to, manifest what the thing. You have access to your manifesto, so to speak. And so be sure that like I say, you're tapping in, and you're creating from a place of love and compassion. All right, so we can rewrite the script. All right, and the new generation can get the updated version of what it is to be human. Okay. All right. Well, let me see what time it is. At 25. All right, so I'm gonna give you. I know that was a little weighty, but it's okay. You know, we down here doing work, y'all. This ain't for shits and giggles all the time. All right. I just opened up the deck. You got protection. So again, your creations will be protected as long as it's in alignment to what spirit. Look, and I was just about to say, as long as it's in alignment uh, to the will of spirit, or to the laws of the universe, so to speak, because spirit doesn't take, pick sides. In order to keep everything moving forward, there has to be a healthy balance. All right. And so we have been off kilter for so long. So the universe is forcing everything to get back in balance. And if you are still trying to work against that, you're going to get ran the F over. All right. So you have to stay in alignment. It says, Spirit Link, stay aligned with your highest dreams and the ideals to find success. Spirit is saying it over and over. We cannot be out here creating anything that's not in alignment with the universe or with the earth, because we are on earth right now. Gaia is even shaking things up. You know what I'm saying? So anything that you create from this point on has got to be in alignment, or it will cease to come to fruition. Period. All right. And you are protected as long as you're doing that. All right. Well, I'm gonna just put that right there. You are protected as long as you stand in alignment. All right, with the universe and the order that everything is moving. I'm gonna do a angel number. That's good. I'm glad Spirit put that out. My message today was basically talking about some of the same things. I even got a couple downloads that I shared on the community page. Just a quick little snippet of some of my notes that Spirit had me doing this morning. So, but yeah, we're on the bridge. We're learning how to work with our own magic. All right. Spirit doesn't want you to be out of line in the things that you are trying to create, because you will not see it come to fruition, like I said. So pay attention to your thoughts. All right. 0404. Like I just said, pay attention to your thoughts. It says slow down, balance, power struggle, force, violence, hope, authority, ancestors, restlessness, low vibration, warning. It says pay close attention to the people in your life, your surroundings, and your physical health. Don't freak out. It's just a warning to be careful and awake to avoid any further issues. Communicate clearly and keep healthy boundaries. So, and I was speaking about your thoughts when I said that. So be careful, all right, where you place your thoughts. Slow down, all right? Stillness, okay? Reflect on the moments with love and kindness and compassion, all right? We can't keep creating more of the same out here. It's not going to last. We need. This is the things that we are cutting away from, all right? All right. Spirit said it's a cycle, a karmic cycle that we're closing, all right? Anything else? All right, 1616. Readjustments. That's what's being made right now. Come on, Spirit. We're going through a time of readjustments. You know, aligning that heart with our with compassion. I mean, aligning our compassion with our logical thinking. All right, or balancing it out. It says overcoming obstacles, soulmate, romance, affection, support, and comfort. Your level of self control is sufficient to make things right. On the horizon is the possibility of becoming a new romantic or platonic friendship, as well as a chance to begin life anew with a person from one's past. Everything will fall to pieces. I don't know. I always get confused when I hear that. But anyway, so on a more personal level, if you have a soulmate or a love interest of some sort, this is what the man, the masculine energy is doing within himself. You know, he's finding compassion within himself, wanting to probably assist you in something that you're manifesting. You know, seeing the something about the masculine is willing to support your endeavors, or something that some type of something that you're creating, or something that you're doing. Yeah, he's coming around and seeing things your way. All right, so that's just for somebody. I don't know, but that's one leg of this. Because I told you, all messages, the messages can apply on any level, from personal to collective. You know, I just gave you the collective version. All right, because collectively, this is the energy that we're all experiencing right now. But on a more personal level, there could be a masculine within your life who is decided to go within and see things from a different perspective, and is now willing to support you on something that you are, doing. All right. All right. All right. So 0404 1616. At the bottom of the deck, we got 1441. Unique skills, life goals, mission, sense of self, honesty, important projects. Yeah. So, yeah, there's a masculine probably making some adjustments to support you in this mission, or he's making it his mission to support you, because he sees that whatever you're doing, or whatever you're starting in your life, or whatever direction you're headed, he sees it as an important project. All right. So I'm gonna read the card. It's that time of intense self development. Focus your mind on your craft. You already have what it takes to succeed, but practice makes you a master. To find you. It serves to find your true purpose. Leveling up in your career or business is a priority right now. Yes, like I said, on a collective level, reflecting and allowing these adjustments, to work within yourself, the balance of the masculine and feminine energy, your heart and your head, balancing that out within yourself. So while you're creating, you have to say your new life project. All right, this will help you be more successful. All right, to have both of those things in mind, in tow, while you're creating. All right. All right. So this is all I have for you today. I appreciate you so much. I hope this helps someone out there. Um, Because sometimes we just need to be reminded, you know what I mean, to slow down. It's okay. It's not a race, you know. So sometimes, we need to slow down and you know, do some checks, check ourselves and make sure that you're not out here creating from a place of competition or, just or pressure. All right. This is your life. Take as much time as you need to create your life the way you want to live it, the world that you want your children, if to grow up in, the next your grandkids or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Everything we do is uploaded. All the good positive things that we do, that we're being called to do as light workers, as star seeds, um, spiritual teachers, space holders. This is our work. So put your best foot forward. All right, all right. We're helping the new generation. This we may not see it all come to fruition in our lifetime, but please know the Spirit says that your work is not going unnoticed. All right. So if you get a little distracted from what you're doing because of all the bull crap that's going on, take some time to check in. All right. All right. So until next time, I appreciate you. Thank you for all my new subscribers. Thank you for my likes, shares. I appreciate you so much. And I'll see you tomorrow. All right.